Work in progress, don't ask. Lockdown Steve. Hello and welcome back to Templeboy Turnings and my shed that is now, hopefully, fingers crossed, a bit more watertight. Last few weeks, months, however long it's been, I've been repairing. Well, I haven't. I spent the last 2 weeks repairing, and the time leading up to that, sulking, being depressed, losing my mum, being in lockdown, and trying to homeschool kids and deal with life in general, pretty much like the rest of the world. And then I fixed the shed during that time, but to try and get back to doing this because I love doing this. The lives, we'll see what happens on down the road and how these videos are accepted back in the community and stuff like that, and how you enjoy them. But for now, I'm back, Templeboy Turnings, with a little bit of a different format to my videos, and I'm going to explain that now. As you can see, the title to the video is The Best from a Bad Situation, and that's what this, it's only a small project, but that's what this project is going to be about. It's my first project back. The quality of my videos isn't going to be great to start with, because my camera, I've only literally just found out when I set up to do this, my camera is another victim to the flooding that I got. It's dead. Mother Nature murdered my camera. But at the moment I'm using webcams and my mobile phone. At the moment that's also dead. I've ordered a new mobile phone that should be coming very soon. So just bear with me with the quality of the videos. I'm going to do my best. So with each of my videos from now on, I'm going to try and tell a story or add a little bit of something about myself or talk about topics that are happening in the world or whatever. And the topic for this video will unfold throughout the video, I hope. So sit back, eat your popcorn, because this is a premiere. And thanks for sticking with me. It's been a weird journey so far, but I think I'm glad to be back. As I said, we'll see how this goes. I'm nervous to see where it goes and what it brings, but for now I'm going to do my best and try and give you a bit of entertainment, show you a few projects and things that I can do, and we'll go from there together. What do you say? Alright, enjoy the video, and I'll be talking to you throughout the video anyway. And we have liftoff. I really do need to fix that lathe to the ground now that it's working again. I never did put any weight to it. It's
I've got a concrete floor, so there's no excuses really. That should be a task for when I'm doing off-centered stuff like this. This is a piece of walnut. I think it was gifted to me by Christine and Michael Heseltine when we were at Maker Central last year. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's where it came from. And it's 9.5 inches long. It's about 6 inches wide and around about 2.5 inches thick, I think. And I've just drilled the mortise on the back using a force and a bit. It's just the easiest way to do it. Just about fits my chuck. So the inspiration for this piece came from a couple of things really. I was watching Wayne, the woodturner, on one of his lives. He was turning a similar piece to this, an off-centered wall art, and while I was watching it, I just kind of was thrown back to when I was a child, and Looney Tunes, Warner Brothers cartoons, where Porky the Pig comes out the centre of like a target, and at the end of every cartoon, and shouts, "They're there, that's all, folks." And I just thought, well, that looks like that at the moment, because I think he'd added a bit of red to it or something like that. I don't know. And from that, memories of my childhood just came flooding back.
Oakley dokily, that is now sanded to 320. And I'm just going to put, just on this where it's turned, I'm going to add some cellulose sanding sealer. And that will bring out any imperfections, also raise the grain. And I will be able to see if there's anywhere else I need to sand. It will also make it look pretty. That's looking good. Righty ho. So I have my piece here, and I have the two drawings that I want to put onto this. So I'm just going to sketch away, and they'll slowly appear as you watch.
So drawing was the very first hobby I would have taken up in my life, really, other than the usual riding the bicycle and stuff like that. But the actual artistic first hobby I started was drawing.
Okay, it's hard to kind of pick up on the camera there, but I have done a rough kind of outline and a bit of detail of Bugs. He is going to be kind of the forward character, and then there's another character going up the top here. But just for now, I'm doing that one, and I'll start carving out, because I need to take this side down a bit to give it the effect that this character is coming this way. You can probably guess who it's going to be when it's Bugs. But Bugs Bunny was the first character that I ever drew as a young child. So yeah, time to carve. Killed my flexi shaft, so I'm just going to be using this in hand. I've got a saber tooth disc cutter piece in the end, and I'm just going to clear off a lot of the junk from around the outside of Bugs.
It's okay, you don't have to turn down your volume. I know it's an annoying noise. Yeah, so as I just said there, Bugs Bunny was the very first character and the first thing that I actually drew properly as a child. And the way it came about was I was sent to bed because I was a naughty boy, and like most kids back then in the 70s and 80s, there was a lot of magazines around, and there was Dino and Dandy and all the other magazines that I can't remember now because I'm old. And I used to get the cartoons, the magazines with the cartoons. I was rubbish at reading, still hate reading, so I was never really a great reader. So I was more of a kind of graphic child, as into kind of the illustrations and stuff like that. And I got sent to bed one night, and I don't know what I'd done. I'd probably not done anything, just got blamed, because that's what brothers do. I had 3 brothers, still have 3 brothers, growing up, so it was a tough environment, as you can imagine. And yeah, was sent to bed, and I just sat at the desk that was in my bedroom and started doodling.
Okay, so that's the rough outline of bugs been carved out. Reduced all this down and around it. I'll blend the ripple in just with softer carving bits, and I'll sand it all in. And then our other character will then be carved out of this, so it'll look as if he's further back.
Here's 2 interesting facts for you about Bugs Bunny. His voice was originally designed to mimic Daffy Duck, and his mannerisms were partially inspired by Clark Gable.
Okay, so I have Bugs pretty much carved out. A little bit of sanding and detail work to do. Just cleaning them up really, sanding. But I have the other character drawn out there now in the background, Mr. Elmer Fudd. There you go. And he's going to be carved out now. So I'm going to just, same as this, but he's going to be set back. So I've got to carve all this out now, take all this down and fade it backwards, and then bring Elmer forwards. So he looks as if he's kind of sneaking around behind Bugs, because he wants to get that dastardly wabbit. And then I want to try and do something in the middle of here if I can. Can you guess what?
I learned pretty quickly from the start that I had a natural talent to be able to just visibly copy pretty much any picture that was in front of me. And I just took the magazine and started sketching Bugs, and he just appeared in front of me, and I was pretty flipping amazed, if I'm honest.
And I don't know, there's something just therapeutic about sitting and drawing or carving, just making something in general, just sitting down and losing yourself in what you're doing. And I find my mind just wanders off into either good memories, or my imagination starts inventing and making up things, and it's all good stuff. At least it was pretty good back then as a child. Right, I've roughed out Elmer. There's a lot of variance in his face and his hands, and trying to get all the details is quite difficult. But I'm getting there. I've just got to add just in the details of the hands and a bit more in the face. Then I'm going to clean it all up and sand it. And then I want to add something in here as well. But you'll see that at the end. I like it a lot. Surprise! So I've added Porky in to the carving. I've just got to tidy all this off. It's just a rough cut out. I've put most of the details in. I've still got to just clean up Elmer as well, and just clean it all up in general, give it a good sanding, And then I think I'm going to add some colour into the characters and then leave the turned part as wood, and this part, sand all this in, match it all in, fade it in, and then yeah, put a bit of colour. There, that's not all, folks. I'll come back to you when it's all sanded up.
So literally from that very first Bugs Bunny that I drew, I went on to draw hundreds of characters in books and notepads, and then when I got older I had the opportunity to do murals on people's walls. I did my own first daughter's bedroom wall, a big mural of the Jungle Book, and I did my best friend's son's wall in Canada of all the Disney characters walking down from the castle.
Okay, changed my mind again. I just had a play with Porky's bow tie there, and I'm not sure if you can see that. Just darkened it a little bit with the pyro, and I really like it. Not put detail, just outlined it. Originally I was going to put colour on this, but I've decided against it. I definitely don't want to put colour on it. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go around all the edges of the characters, just like it would be in the cartoons. It's what I used to do as a child. I used to black outline all my pictures. If you look at the original cartoon magazines, they would have been black outline. The original cartoons would have been black outline, even though they had colour. Well, unless the really old black and white ones. They would have all had black outline around everything. So I said, dang it, that's what I'm going to do. Pyro that, shade it a little bit. I'll turn the pyro down in a second, just shade it in a little bit, bring the edges around just slightly, and then I'll do Bugs and Elmer, and we're good. And then when we add the oil, everything should just pop.
I think one of the most fantastic things to have come of me finding out that I could draw, or teaching myself that I could draw, is that I've drawn all my life, and my kids have watched me draw, and I have 7 children, and all 7 children are able to draw and are quite artistic and are able to copy pretty much most pictures that they look at and draw them and then add their own little flair to them. And to me that's pretty fantastic, because from me being sent to my room on a timeout and using that time to learn or to nurture a skill, and then to use that skill throughout my life is pretty cool. And then for it to continue on once I'm gone, through my children and hopefully through their children, that in itself I think is a bit of a legacy. So now you see why I titled this video "The Best from a Bad Situation," because the best thing came from not a disastrous situation, but from a bad situation from when I was very young, of being sent up to my room for something I probably didn't do, to end up being able to do some fantastic things with a skill that I learnt during that hour that I sat up in my room.
Just final touches now, and I'm just running the blowtorch around, just adding a little bit of shading on the high spots. Just puts a little bit of depth into the characters, not burning them, you know, just a little bit of scorch here and there, and it brings out any raised spots that I've got on the carving and gives it the character. That's all I'm going to do. Okay, I've got some natural tongue oil here. I'm just going to dribble some of that all over it and then rub it in. Just let it soak. Well, that's it. My first project as Templeboy Turnings returning, I suppose. As I said, it's a piece of walnut. It's 9.5 inches wide by 6 inches high, and it's about 1.5 inches thick because I cut the mortise off the back. I'll be able to use this again for another off-centered piece, a bit of wall art or something. I can put it back on the lathe. It's thick enough. It's about 1 inch thick, maybe just under, but it's okay for another. But that's it, guys. That's the finished piece. I'll put some stills up at the end. The Warner Brothers wall art, inspired by my childhood. A lot of fun to make. I hope you enjoyed the story and the new format to the video. Let me know what you thought down in the comments, if you don't mind, because I want to try and get some feedback and try and improve these videos. I know the camera quality and the sound isn't great at the moment, but that will be rectified hopefully before the next video with the camera. But yeah, it came out really well. And the good thing is about this piece is that I'm going to be giving it away. So what I want you to do, to anybody that wants a chance to win this, is just down in the comments, I just want a little snapshot, written account of a childhood memory that you have. It doesn't have to be paragraphs and paragraphs, just a memory that might have been brought back through watching this video, or something else that you want to just tell me about. So just pop it down in the comments, and then hit the like button and hit the share as well, and just get the videos out there if you can, because it will help me out a lot. So a couple of weeks time, I will just do a random draw from all the people that have put a little story and liked and shared the video, and I'll send it off anywhere in the world to whoever wins it. That's it, guys. Thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and hit the little bell icon to get notified for when I put up the next video. It's not going to be a regular video every week. It's just not how I'm able to roll with life schedule. But it will be one every now and then, and I'm going to try and put a lot of effort into it, and it will be this kind of format. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, like I said, down in the comments if you didn't like it, if you thought it was rubbish, or there's a few tips that you could give me that you might improve it, that you might like to see, or if there's any particular thing you would like to know about me that I could put into another story and another project. I'd appreciate that too. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you didn't eat too much popcorn, and I'll see you all again very soon. Alright, bye bye.